don't be afraid to put it in the chat if any of these myths really resonate with you. If it's something that you have thought about or you have internalized yourself, is that, first of all, there's this belief that style isn't for you, right? We think that style is for the celebrities, and then if you go to magazine covers, it's like, no, I've heard the comment, I'm just an ordinary woman, like I don't need that. I didn't know that I needed a personal stylist to help me with my image and how I present myself. But you are not just any ordinary person. You're building a brand, even if you're working for someone, because how you present yourself and how you show up in those rooms allow you to build those connections that you need, right? It allows you to showcase your talents and expertise. I like to give this example of one. I'm an introvert. When I say introvert, I mean it. I will go into a room with people that I don't know, and I'll go to the back of the room. And unless someone comes to me to speak, I wouldn't go. So as a business owner, I've been pushing myself outside of my comfort zone to not only do these type of presentations, but whenever I get into rooms that I don't know anyone, we're like, okay, first of all, what is that thing that's going to allow me to build connections? It's like, yeah, if you see me show up like this, in this color, and everybody else in that room is wearing black and white, I can guarantee you 5 persons, they're going to say, oh my, I love your colors. And they're going to engage in that conversation with me. Right. And that takes away some of the pressure of me thinking, oh, no, I have to build and I have to create that conversation. So this is why style is important, and you can have style. None of us are born with it. Some of us have mastered it because we practice it every single day. And that's why you may see someone, you're like, oh, I love that person's always looking good, because they practice this every day. Right. It's just like every other thing in your life, and you're intentional about it. You may be experiencing where you're like, oh, my body shape is a little problematic because society, the media has told you like there is one ideal body, and you may be comparing your body to what that ideal body is and saying, oh, I don't have the right shape, so I can't dress correctly. Let me know if that's a myth that you have internalized. The second myth that women have internalized as well is that we tend to feel as though, you know, if we wear certain clothing or if we pay attention to how we look, we're going to get those uninvited attention. And it's like, you feel as though, you know, I don't want to be sexualized. I don't want to be a distraction. And there's something I'm going to say on that first. We should not hide who we are because we want to not excuse, we want to make that man, woman, child, or whoever is going to comment and make you feel like, oh, you're a sexual object, and like downplay who you are because that person don't know how to act. That's not your responsibility. There are ways that when you dress in a corporate space that, yes, you want to make sure that you're wearing the appropriate clothing, but there are people within society that no matter what you do are, lack of a better word, very, very ugly creatures. But don't make that part of something that you've internalized. Like, I don't want to dress up too much because I'm going to get the attention and everybody's going to give me this unnecessary attention that's going to make me feel uncomfortable. So that's something that we internalize as well. And it's like, you can express your personal style at work. Going back at that comment, it's like, oh, how can I bring my personal style into the workplace? How can I make sure that, one, I'm not being a distraction when I do have, you know, appear and add elements of my personal style? But there are ways to do that that can allow you to not only be professional, but also allow you to be more of yourself, right? You spend 8+ hours in these environments, and it will take a toll on you if every single day you're checking parts of yourself at the door and you're not allowed to bring yourself, your authentic self, into that space. The third myth that you may have internalized is that, and this is a big one, I get this quite often, especially I want to say like Black women I've worked with, because we work so hard for the degrees that we have. We work so hard on our jobs day in and day out, like you're putting in the work, right? And so sometimes we of the belief like, okay, I've been doing all this work. The last thing that I want people to do is to tie the way I look to my expertise. It's like, nope, you shouldn't be doing that. It doesn't matter what I wear. Once I get the job done, once I'm professional, then I should be able to get the promotion and I should be able to get the contract. right? What I want to tell you, don't look at it as it's taking away from your expertise, but look at it more as it's advancing and elevating your expertise, right? Because we think that dressing up is about impressing people, right? Think about it this way. I am on this screen right now talking to you about image, the importance of style. If I came on here, when you popped on, as soon as we came on live, and I looked a kind of how, would you go, oh, well, let's see what she has to say? She does have the expertise. You won't know that, right? Until I start speaking, until I start presenting myself. And that's what your image does for you. It does communicate what's happening before, kind of give persons an insight as to who you are before you can actually speak. And when that person knows you and know that you show up not only in your work, but you show up the way you communicate, you show up in the way you present yourself, then you're creating more opportunities for yourself to elevate yourself within your career or your business. Because what happens when we think about we internalize all these things about our style and the way we look? You get into a style rut, right? Going back to that slide where we sat at our computers, tabletop, working. And so now we're trying to figure out what to wear. Nothing fits. And you're like, okay, I am tired. I'm done. I don't want to spend so much time trying to figure out what to wear. So I'm just going to put on the next best thing. I'm just going to wear whatever is in my closet. However it looks, and I'm just going to go because I just need to get the job done.